It's nearly that time of year where the NBA will welcome its next batch of emerging talent into the league. The 2020 NBA Draft is quickly approaching with the virtual proceedings to occur from ESPN's facilities in Bristol, Connecticut. One of the names that will be eagerly awaiting his next destination is Memphis University center James Wiseman. The 19-year-old is expected to be a high lottery pick on the evening, and his ascendance into the association may contribute to the preservation of the true big man in the NBA. Standing at an intimidating 7'1", Wiseman is a legitimate force on offense and defense, and has the ability to change a franchise on both ends of the floor. He played just 3 games last season before making an unprecedented move to prematurely end his college career and prepare for the NBA draft. Wiseman explained his decision in an Instagram post. "Today, I formally withdrew from the University of Memphis, and I will be preparing for the next chapter of my life. Ever since I was a little kid, it's been a dream of mine to play in the NBA. Throughout this process, I've asked God to ordain my steps and lead me in the right direction. God is my Lord and salvation, and throughout this process, He has comforted me. This was not how I expected my freshman season to be, but I'm thankful for everyone who has supported my family and me throughout this process. I want to thank the coaches and the staff for all their support, and my teammates for pushing me every day at practice. I feel blessed for the opportunity to be a Tiger and for having the honor to play with these special group of guys. I can't wait to see what they all accomplish this season. The friends and fans of Tiger Nation will always hold a place in my heart." Despite featuring just 3 times for Memphis University, Wiseman confirmed the potential scouts believed he had coming out of high school. In his 3 outings, he averaged 19.7 points, 10.7 rebounds, 3 blocks, and shot 76% from the field. He was dominant on both ends and ended his college career whilst his stock was still high. Joining the list of one-and-done prospects, Wiseman's brief college career forces potential NBA suitors to base their judgment of him on mostly high school footage, physical tools, and blind faith that he can develop into a serious force on the biggest stage. As of right now, Wiseman is projected to be selected in the top 3 picks, and some even have him going number 1 on draft night. There are always questions on whether or not college prospects can translate their excellent play to the NBA. But with players that play the center position, the assumption is clearer, given their roles and skill set. In college, if a big man is a good rebounder, it's likely he'll be a good rebounder in the NBA. If he's a good shot blocker, it's likely he'll be a good shot blocker in the NBA, and so on and so forth. Because of this, despite only taking to the floor in 3 college games, Wiseman becomes a safer bet than most players on the draft board. Offensively, Wiseman has all physical assets that could see him become one of the premier scoring centers in the league with the right coaching and development. His frame is already NBA equipped, with a 7'6" wingspan and weighing 240 pounds. With those dimensions, putting on muscle in order to compete against the other physical forwards in the league should come quite easily. His strength and length will also see him grow into one of the best screen setters in the association, and his rolling threat to the rim will be ever-present, similar to Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert or a young Orlando Magic Dwight Howard. Wiseman will put up points with his activity around the rim with dunks and putbacks, but the biggest question on scouts' minds is how far he can go on the offensive end. The biggest concern is Wiseman entering the NBA at the time when the playing style and landscape is substantially different from past eras. Big men are getting fewer touches on the low post, and as a result, the offensive post game has increasingly diminished in the new era. This isn't to say there is no place for it in today's game, however. In fact, the players that succeed down low are some of the most valuable in the league nowadays due to their rarity. Players like Anthony Davis and Kristaps Porzingis have transformed into unique, multi-skilled individuals because as a big man, they've developed their post game, but are still able to do some things that guards and perimeter players can also do. In Wiseman's case, it may depend on which franchise he's drafted to that will determine how far his ceiling can go offensively. Depending on playing style and productivity, Wiseman may find himself trying to fit in the modern NBA, or he may become the face of a franchise that encourages his development in all areas on the offensive end. Wiseman has shown little to no willingness to step away from the basket and beyond the three-point line, but it would be wise not to rule it out completely as he develops. Considering the current environment of shooting in the NBA from all positions, it is never off the table to add to a player's repertoire. As of right now, the defensive side of the ball is the most exciting viewpoint when analyzing Wiseman. The projection of his potential could be an All-NBA Defensive Player of the Year type upside. This is because, without even taking to the floor, Wiseman will already be one of the best shot blockers in the league once he gets selected. His 3 blocks per game in college highlighted this, and that isn't going to change in the NBA with his size and length. It's likely Wiseman will be one of the best rebounders in the league also, highlighted by averaging over 10 rebounds a game in college, suggesting that will only increase at the next level with more possessions and minutes. Although the current NBA has gone away from traditional big men, there will always be a place for them. Their impact and roles may have changed, but centers that excel in the defensive end will always have value in a league that needs paint protectors. It's highly possible Wiseman may not be the most attractive prospect in the current NBA draft for some GMs that prefer guards that can score and create, but his selection could be invaluable for an organization moving forward. Although it may not be the ideal time for someone of Wiseman's makeup to enter the NBA, he can improve a franchise in ways all other guards can't. With his selection, you could be drafting the anchor of your defense for the next decade and establish a defensive identity for a roster that desperately needs it.